guys, this is Michelle here at Like Mantra Tarot again. For those of you who already watched earlier, welcome to the live. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been rocking me for a little bit, welcome back, and thank you for the continued support. You guys are awesome. So I was live a little while ago, probably about, I'm not sure exactly how long, but maybe about 20 minutes ago, and I did like a what's brewing slash what's the tea kind of reading, just because that's my little new Thursday night thing, just to see what's going on in the collective energy and what you guys need to know at this time, the energy around you, and any warnings and things like that that you might need to be aware of, because even when we're a good-hearted person, sometimes people would just be trying to test our gangster and shit, and you gotta, gotta do what you gotta do. Welcome, you gotta welcome in your spirit guides and shit, and be like, yeah, handle that. When you're in tune like that, they handle it. So it's like, and that's what we do on this channel. So, we focus on, spiritual healing and things like that. Things that we could be working on within ourselves to, be our highest selves, things along those lines. Hey girl, I'm happy you stepped in when you did. Look at that. You just right on time, girl, right on time. How is it, babe? How is it? How's it going? Yeah, so we're doing just kind of how we can strengthen our, intuitive gifts and things like that, because I got drawn to do this like a few days ago, and I was just like, damn, I keep getting drawn to that deck, so I was like, you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, I just did the what's brewing reading, and now I'm doing this. Yeah, today has been, even for me, same girl, same, like such a crazy day. Work was crazy. The kids were bonkers. Like, I love my students, but they were like something else. I'm like, what is going on? Like, at the end of the day, we're like, yeah, because we're off tomorrow. I was like, guys, we earned the fuck out of this day. Like, let's enjoy it. I know not everybody has that, so little low key teacher brag, but some of us do have the day off tomorrow. For those who like work for the government and stuff, I think banks and stuff might be off tomorrow. I'm not sure, but anywho, so let's start getting the reading started now that my sister is here. See what Spirit has to say. Spirit might let positive energy into this reading. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Make these messages be as clear and accurate as possible. Help them navigate this part of their journey. What does the collective need to know? So we have on the bottom of the deck, number 13 is giving me, and then I just saw a lot of threes across the board. Just, yeah, all threes just now across the board. So we have, it's giving me like, before I even read anything off the card, number 13 is about death and rebirth. That's actually my favorite number. I know people get scared of that number, but it's my favorite number. I was born on the 13th. In fact, I was born on Friday the 13th. So it's my favorite number. And I know a lot of people are scared of that number, but I personally pick up good vibes from that number. Ironically enough, my middle name is Renee, and that also means rebirth. So I guess, there's power of the name, and power of numbers as well, strength in numbers. And I'm still kind of learning about numerology, but my girl Lati here, if you guys haven't subscribed to her yet, Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, check her out. She's amazing. And I've been learning from her myself. So I'll just read the cards, and I'm blabbering on a little too much. Sorry, guys. So it says, cultivate energy awareness. Improving your intuition requires understanding energy, its power, its proximity, its nuances, and its importance. Notice energy, your own, the energy of other individuals and groups. the energy of situations and opportunities, the energy of physical spaces, and the fluctuations in world energy. Name and describe types of energy you encounter. So, really being able to be cognizant enough of the energies around you, right? Paying attention to these energies, understanding what they mean, and not just taking things as a grain of salt. Because like sometimes and that's why this whole deck is geared towards intuitive messages. It's about things that we might kind of shake off or brush off, like, oh, it's a coincidence. Even like as spiritualists, I think a lot of us tend to kind of get rewired to that old way of how we might have thought in the past, where we're like, oh yeah, it's just a coincidence. And it's like, no, it's not just a coincidence. A lot of the stuff that happens around us is happening for a reason and is important. With the number 13 showing up, though, it's also giving me that this might be relatively new for some of you, and this is why this is coming up in the energy. It's like, I don't know what to do with this energy. I don't know what to do with this information. So I'm getting something along those lines for some of you who do end up resonating with this. Now remember, this is a collective reading. This is not going to resonate with everybody. So for those of you who it does resonate with, awesome. And if it doesn't, perfectly fine. You might find something else on my channel that does resonate though. So we have 11s have been popping up like crazy, just saying. Emphasize the 5 physical senses for presence. Become more present in the moment by being mindfully aware of what you're touching, smelling, hearing, seeing, and tasting. This helps you recognize intuitive guidance from your 6th sense. If any of your 5 physical senses are impaired, I don't know why they said is. They should have said are. Sorry. Teacher moment. So I'm going to say it like that. If any of your 5 physical senses are impaired, your 6th sense may become stronger to compensate. Your power mantra, be here now. So again, that sense of being here in the present moment. Paying it, like it goes back to what we saw before, going back to where you are currently, paying attention to how you're feeling, and knowing that those are not just mere coincidences. They're happening for a reason. Your senses are picking up on these things for a reason. I'm getting a lot of you are empaths. I'm also getting that some of you might have what they will call clairsentience. So that's very important to point out as well. So just pay attention to those different senses that you tend to tap into. Tell us more. So I'm going to get maybe 2 or 3 more from here. These are very lengthy cards, very descriptive. So we have retreat and recover. Feeling, yeah, okay. Before I even read, I think a lot of us are feeling like this right now with everything that's been going on. Feeling drained or frazzled. Being very intuitive means being hyper perceptive and picking up more on other people's energy and emotions, and even physical stimuli like background noise. Retreat into a low stimulation setting so your sensitive system can recover. Find your healthy limits for stimulation and respect them. So being able to be aware enough of the fact that, sometimes, there is a such thing as too much stimuli, too much stimulation, too loud of a sound or too bright of lights, too strong of smells, so on and so forth, whatever that means for you. So like, I know as of lately, or just in general, honestly with me, but especially lately, I've been very sensitive to sound. Too much sound has been it's been driving me nuts. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like as soon as I walk in the door, I don't do anything but I take off my stuff, and because I'm with Jeremy little munchkins all day, I go in the shower, I put on my PJs, and I don't turn on any lights. I don't turn on any TV or anything for at least an hour, sometimes longer. Sometimes I don't turn anything on at all, and I'm just in the dark until I decide that I want to watch my girl IT. Um, or, you know, sometimes I just need to be in complete seclusion and silence just to be in my zen. Like I need that sometimes to quote unquote retreat and recover. So some of you might be going through that as well. Take it as it resonates, because it's going to be different for everybody. But I know for myself, like, been super sensitive to a lot of loud noise and things like that. It's like been driving me nuts. Like sometimes I have to, like, take a moment, to just like debrief. And this is even at work sometimes. Thankfully I have, support staff and stuff that I work with who, I can be like, hey guys, I just need a moment, and we all have each other's back. We all look out for each other. And we can even look at the other person and be like, hey, do you need a break from so and so, and help each other out. I love the fact that we work like that together, because we all need it. Nobody can do it all by themselves. Nobody's a super fucking hero. That's fiction. We can't always do it all together, or all by ourselves rather. And when you're feeling tapped out of your energy, you got to listen to your body and your whole self and say, okay, I'm going to take this moment, when you can, especially to say 11:22 when I looked up. I just have to say to self I need a moment, and if you got people in your life who are willing to help you out in those moments, awesome. Like when you got kids and stuff, it's hard, right? But just pay attention to all those different things, because there's a lot of different nuances that I'm picking up on. But I'm definitely getting just like feeling super duper like overwhelmed with work and stuff for a lot of people. Yeah, I'm lucky to be in the class I'm in, because not every class is like that in my program, and I'm just happy to say that I have some great people that I work with. So we have partner with God, with your guides. You're being directed to work more proactively with your spiritual guidance squad, and the team of angels, ancestors, and spirit guides that support you. Reach out in your thoughts, journal, or prayers, and watch for helpful people, resources, opportunities, and intuitive guidance to show up. Your free will requests empower. Sorry, I'm gonna read that sentence again, because that sentence is a little weird to me, or maybe it's just the way I'm reading it. Your free will requests empower your guides to do more. So I guess they're saying, like, as you kind of use your free will to, actually ask for help and assistance during this time, it actually, it does the opposite of what you would think. Like, it doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you a lot stronger, because you actually are being able to say, hey, you're my ally. Like, work with me here so that I can do what I need to do. They're here to help and assist. Don't look at it as being weak. I'm getting something. My voice keeps doing weird things. Like, I'm having a hard time reading sentences and stuff like that. And like, granted, I hate reading in general. Like, like I can read obviously, but like, I hate reading like in front of people. So I don't know if you guys might have a fear like that or something like from your childhood in particular, like that makes you kind of like. But I'm also getting, aside from that, like, I'm getting like, how they say like a closed mouth don't get fed type of thing. It's like you have to also remember that, when you don't say that you need help, you're not going to receive it, right? And this is just in general in life. Like, if you're not telling, people in your life, whether it's, because I know they're saying in this case, like they're talking about like your spiritual team, but they're also saying like they're going to send people here in the 3D, to help you. You have to be willing to accept help. Easier said than done, because Lord knows I struggle with that. But I do get that, they're kind of saying, if this is a time to understand and realize that, yes, they're going to be kind of like, when you actually allow yourself to be open enough to receive and accept the help, that's when they're going to send help to you. So now you have to be able to be cognizant and aware and say, oh, my prayer was answered. This person is here to help me right now. Yeah, like I said, easier said than done, because when if you have a little bit of pride to you, if you're a Leo, getting a little bit of Leo vibes here, or just in general, right? Like, you don't even have to, it's not even about signs necessarily. It's just simply, like, some of us have a tendency, myself included, to be prideful and have a hard time accepting help, and we're asking for help. So it's saying, be open enough to do that. The closed mouth don't get fed. Very important to remember right now. Yeah, and I get super nervous about public speaking too. When I was in college and like I would have to do like a presentation and stuff, I would literally cry right before. Like I would like be like literally like sobbing. Like, I don't want to go up there. I hate talking in front of people. Like, it could be a topic that I know so much about, and I was still, and even now, I'm getting better like on hearing stuff. But I think part of it is because like I see myself. I don't see anybody else. It's just me. So I'm just like, okay, I'm able to be aware of like my emotions and things like that, and how I look. I could change my lighting if I need to, those kind of things. And it's also not scripted, right? In this case, this is like what you see is what you get. What's showing up in these cards, and this is like my craft. Like, I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about. So it's not so bad. But like, when it's like a speech or something, it's a little more nerve-wracking, because it's like, okay, well, now people are actually watching me, and like I can possibly see these people watching me in most cases. Sirens out there, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, I can see these people watching me. I can feel their eyes like watching me. I don't like that. I don't like it. And then like me being a perfectionist, and then also like the childhood wounds of worrying about what other people think about me, stemming from my parents. So it's like, little things like that, not just my parents, but like my family in general. Like, I come from a family in particular where, on my dad's side especially, where very prim proper, you wouldn't think that looking at me, I guess, but prim and proper, and like, everything had to be a certain way, very educated, very like just a certain way for everything. And I always felt like I had to be a certain way and portray myself in a certain fashion. I had to talk a certain way. I had to, like, sit with the, I used to have perfect posture, not sit like this. I think part of it is because I have triple D's and these things are heavy. So like, one of my friends who's like a masseuse, she already said like, oh, all the ligaments in your back are all stretched out. Did you ever think about getting a breast reduction? I'm like, I'm not doing that. No, thank you. But I would explain some of my back problems and neck problems. I'm like, yeah, no, maybe I should just hike the girls up a little bit and, stop slouching so much. But, but I say that to say, I had like perfect posture, like when I was younger. And, yeah, times have changed. But, I don't know. I just think that, Spirit is kind of seeing that, this is a time that you need to focus in on paying attention to what your guides are saying. Being in terms with them, and in a good space, because they're here, right? And they're here to support. So just understand that. Easier said than done, trust, I know, and I get it. All right, so we have, for some reason, I don't know why, the number 4. Yeah. 4s and 3s are resonating a lot right now for me. If you've been seeing a lot of 4s or 3s, or those are significant, like if it's like your life path number or something, I don't know why that number, like 4s and 3s in particular, are like really standing out right now for me, as I'm reading. So we have find healing messages in nature. And the number on here is 40. A robin landing outside your window when you're missing a departed loved one. A breeze kicking up just as you contemplate a career change. A saying scrawled in the sand on the beach that speaks to your soul. Or a puppy yapping happily when you tell a friend you're getting hitched. Are healing intuitive messages. So they're just saying like this is a really good time to pay attention to the things that you see out in nature. So like they said, like if you're let's say if like a passed on loved one's favorite bird is something, or like you know, whatever makes sense to you, because this is gonna be different for everybody. Like I know when I see like and I don't see them often at all, but when I see them, I know it's my grandmother. Blue jays. She liked blue jays, and she also liked cardinals too. You don't see a lot of those out here. But when you see them, it's like, whoa, where the hell did that come from? I have a couple of pictures in my phone of them, and I'm like, it's weird. You know what I mean? Or like, there's been times where like, I have a really bad day, and I go to like my nearest park, which is like about 5 minutes from here in terms of driving distance, and maybe a little bit more than 5 minutes. But yeah, I go there because I'm a speed demon, so technically it's more than 5 minutes, but I drive fast. And there's times where like, let's say if it's like a gray day, all of a sudden I go there and I put on a certain song or something like that, and then like the sun wants to like peep through the clouds. I have pictures of that in my phone too. I'm like, the fuck is this? And I mean, I like it, it's great, but it's like, there's like these little messages that kind of come through, and I'm just like, oh wow. Even crows, like I've been seeing crows a lot lately. People get scared when they see crows. I don't get scared when I see crows. um because that's another type of bird that represents death and rebirth. So it's like, I don't get afraid when I see those things. A lot of people do, but I don't. Let's get one more. Side note, if these messages are resonating, hit the like button if you don't mind. Or you can even send like some comments in the comment section like you guys have been doing already. Sending reactions is also helpful. All those things let me know that I'm connecting with your energy. So we have anchor into your energy. Number 42 is on here. Come home to yourself instead of focusing on others. Tasks to be completed or the external. Sorry. Gosh, I have to stop like trying to read so fast. That's the reason why I don't like reading, because I like to just get it done and over with. So it's like I can't just focus on one word at a time. So I'm going to try again. Come home to yourself instead of focusing on others, tasks to be completed, or the external world. Stop riding every wave and drop anchor by doing an activity you love or spending quality self-care time alone. Self-care has been very important. My girl Lati, I think she just spoke about that either yesterday or the day before. Center yourself to feel more powerful, calm, and confident. Your intuition will then be stabilized. Um, yeah, so I'm just getting this sense of people who just want to do everything. They want to do it all. And they're just like, they meaning you guys. You guys like are kind of the type of folks where, and I get it. Sirens, that's a confirmation. It's like you're so focused on, doing everything right or doing everything for people, so on and so forth. And it's like that siren's getting louder and louder. So that's confirmation for sure. Um, and it's like you put all this effort into everybody else, and it's like, damn, well, what about you? What about yourself? Have you done, like, what have you done for me lately? But the me in this case is you. Like, or the you in this case is you. Like, what have you done for yourself lately to do something good for yourself? Take care of yourself. Your nails, your hair. Take yourself out on a date. I think I'm doing that on Saturday. Things like that. It's like, what have you done for yourself in the recent past, where you can say, oh, I've done something really good and I feel great because I did it. Like, ask yourself that and be real with yourself. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Whatever you identify with. Like, we all are deserving of those things, especially how hard we work. We put ourselves out there for everybody else, and it's like, well, what about us? Do something nice for yourself. That we have discern your gut instinct. The first strong intuitive hit you receive about a person, situation, or place can be a foreshadow, like a glimpse of hindsight. Gut instincts that remain consistent over time are especially worth heeding. Don't allow others or yourself to talk you out of your gut instincts. Avoid overthinking. Prioritize gut health. So some of you might be, what's the number here? 57. So some of you might be dealing with some gut issues right now. I personally actually suffer from IBS. I know that's like kind of TMI, but I have no problem talking about it. But yeah, I have IBS, and my stomach issues. When I'm stressed, in particular, could get really bad. Like I was like hospitalized because of it before, and I had to get like procedures done and things like that because of how bad it was, because they were concerned with things like, again, TMI, but like what would have possibly been internal bleeding and things like that. Very, very specific. I know that's not going to resonate with everybody, or y'all might be like, bitch, okay, I did not want to know all of that. But I say that to say, sometimes we don't listen to our gut. And, perhaps like even using myself as an example, perhaps sometimes the reason why I go through some of the gut issues that I do happen to have, because they come and go in waves. There's times where I have them for weeks at a time. And then there's times where like, I'm fine. I'm like, oh, I feel almost like my normal self. But then when I'm stressed and things like that. So that's what I'm trying to get at here. Like, listen to yourself, right? Listen to what your body's telling you, your gut. Your gut health is very important right now. Listen to it. Um, so between the health of it in and of itself, and also just the things that you feel, right, intuitively, right? Well, technically intuition is supposed to be this, but I feel like all of these chakras are some form of intuition, just in different ways. So your gut would be more like your solar plexus. So if you've been feeling, for instance, like a lack of confidence in yourself, take that as it resonates. That's not gonna be for everybody, but like I say, if you've been feeling a little bit of a lack of confidence, right, or willpower, right, there you go. Solar plexus, your gut. So those things are all connected. Pay attention to those things, okay? Yeah, and just pay attention to the things that I'm getting like this. This is one of my tics. Like when I'm reading, I go like this a lot, like to my knuckles, and it's when I'm feeling anxious about something. And I can't always put my finger on what that means, no pun intended, because I'm rubbing my fingers. But like I can't always put my finger on it at the time. But then people be like, oh yeah, well, I've been feeling this, and I'm like, that explains it. But some of you might. I'm getting some of you might be nail. Take this as a resonance. It's not gonna be for everybody. I'm getting some of you might be nail biters, or bite like your cuticles. Yeah, I'm getting something like that, where like you peel like the skin off of like around your cuticle, like that type of thing. I'm getting something like that for some of you, like as a nervous tick, or you just have anxiety in general, and when like you're in situations where you don't feel comfortable or something, like you don't necessarily know like why you don't feel comfortable. You have a hard time like using your discernment sometimes, because you're like, is this just a coincidence? Am I really feeling the way I'm feeling, or am I bugging? Like you're questioning your own instincts and your judgment here. They're saying your judgment 9 times out of 10 is probably right. So don't question yourself so much, because what you've been feeling about certain things and people are actually pretty accurate. We have alert, intuition, growth spurt. You are currently, number is 2. So you might be seeing a lot of 2s right now. You are currently experiencing a general increase in your intuitive ability. There's a reason why I got drawn to this deck. Now I see why. I'm going to read this sentence over, sorry. You are currently experiencing a general increase in your intuitive ability, or gaining access to a new psychic pathway. Just like physical growth spurts you experienced in childhood, an intuitive growth spurt may seem awkward or uncomfortable. Remember, talking about being uncomfortable at first, but you'll soon adjust. Sensitivity exists on a spectrum, and yours has been shifted. I'm even getting, and I know this is super random as well, take this as it resonates. Some of you might have something like a high functioning like autism, or like ADHD, that type of stuff, OCD, those kind of things. I'm getting something like that for some of you, like you were diagnosed with this type of thing. Some of it for y'all, some of y'all might be a misdiagnosis. I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, so please don't take this like as like a end all be all. But some of you might have had this type of diagnosis before. Um, for some of you, if you have had this, and I'm gonna say some, okay. For some of you, that diagnosis, I don't want to say that's inaccurate, but like for some, it's more so the fact that you have these spiritual gifts that in the DSM-5. I went to school for that. For the in the DSM-5, you're not gonna see that, the revised version. You're not gonna see that shit, right? The spiritual shit that we've got going on. Like if I were to put some of the stuff that I feel on a regular basis, they'll be like, this bitch has schizophrenia or some shit. I would definitely get diagnosed with that or a personality disorder, but easily. But and that's part of the reason why it took me so long to actually like realize I had gifts to begin with, because for so long I'm like, wait, something might be wrong with me. I thought this since I was little, and then like I finally started realizing a few years ago, I'm like, wait, no, this is something different, and now I'm getting it. Didn't always understand this shit before. So this might be something for some of you. Now again, I'm not saying that every single person who's been diagnosed with something, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm not saying that. I don't even like to use the word wrong. It's just something that, there's an imbalance and, we work on it, right? But yeah, it's got like chills all of a sudden. So that might resonate with somebody for sure. So again, I'm not going to sit here and like diagnose you or something, because that's not my job. But while I might have went to school for that, I don't have like the licensure and that to be diagnosing people. So now, granted, I've diagnosed people and then they go to the doctor and they actually get diagnosed, but I told them what they have. That's besides the point. So, because I was good at what I did in school. But what I'm saying is this: I'm not gonna sit here and tell people automatically, oh yeah, you don't have anything going on, blah blah blah, you're fine, and because some people actually do need psychiatric help and things like that. I'm just saying, I'm not here to diagnose. But what I am saying is this: for some of you, this is more so the fact that you do have some gifts that are enhancing or that are coming to light that you didn't even know were a thing, so on and so forth. So just take with that as it resonates, and take with that from what you will. We have adopt and adapt intuitive rituals. Number on here is 64. Rituals are not necessary to access your intuition, but for some people, rituals may heighten, encourage, or focus intuition. Rituals can be as simple as lighting a candle, saying a prayer, placing your hand over your heart, ringing a bell, or sitting in a certain spot. Adapt to the rituals of others. Excuse me. So I'm getting a couple of things. I'm getting that, rituals that you already have that might be your own thing to, begin with, right? Continue those things, but, maybe pick the brains of other people, who, are, kind of where you are, or a little bit, a little further than you are in your spiritual journey. And pick their brain a little bit, ask questions like, hey, so what do you do when it comes to this, and that? They might have, a crystal or something that, might be helpful, or an oil that they use, different things, or some type of, mantra or something, right? There's so many, keep in mind, that's the thing I love about spirituality. There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's so many, my camera just did some interesting thing just now. So it's like, there's so many different things that you can do. It's all about being in alignment with what you want to do, what feels good to you on a soul level. It's not about, that's the difference between spirituality. I'm not throwing religion under the bus. I'm sorry if it sounds like I am, but I'm just saying that's a big difference, a big key difference. The fact that, religion is very like straight to the point, like this is how you have to do it, that's it, or else you're going to hell. Versus spirituality is very different, right? It's about what what makes you feel centered? What makes you feel good? It makes you feel like you're doing good in this world. That's the difference. And that's why I like, you know, where I'm at in my journey when it comes to spirituality. Because, like, I'm constantly learning, and, you know, I don't feel judged usually. Because there are some spiritualists who are just as bad as some of the overly religious people. There's those people too, who say, "Oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that." Some people say, "Oh, you shouldn't be drinking." I'm like, they call it a spirit for a reason. That's usually my little running joke. But like little things like that, you know, like mind your fucking business. If you don't like what I gotta say or how I deliver my message, whatever. You know, there's even people who feel like, you know, by reading tarot that I'm not gifted at all because they're like, oh, you shouldn't need to use cards if you're truly gifted. It's like, okay, well, I don't need the cards. I use them as a tool. They're a tool, right? So I say that all just to make the point that, you know, just like just like assholes, everybody's got one. Or sorry, opinions are just like assholes, everybody's got one. Right? So it's like, you know, people, you know, they're gonna say what they're gonna say, and, you know, they could, as I always say, kick rocks with no shoes on. So there's that. Yeah. So, you know, again, learning things from other people to kind of get closer to where you are or further into your ascension when it comes to your spiritual guidance and things like that. You know, it's a journey, right? It's lessons upon lessons to, you know, become this stronger and more um, well-rounded version of yourself is what I'm getting here. So there's a lot of stuff happening here. Um, yeah, but a lot of it just has to do with making sure you take care of your physical body more, understanding the fact that, you know, it's important to pay attention to all of your different senses and what you've been feeling about different things. Being able to ask for help from your guides when you need to, spending more time in nature and understanding that there's a lot of messages in nature. Um, and self-care in order to really ground yourself. That's like the big message, the biggest messages here. um you know, so I'm hoping that so far the message resonates with you. And now I'm going to get in tune with a spirit as I take a little sip of my nip. So like I said, I know not everybody likes that thing, but it is what it is, you know. I'm a grown ass adult and I can do what I want. So, all right, spirit. So, what else does the collective need to know at this time for their highest good? Actually, I'm not going to pull from those yet. I'm going to pull from these instead. I really love these cards, especially with this type of reading. So what else does Spirit want you guys to know? I wouldn't be shocked if I don't pull from any tarot at all, but I might still do so. We'll see. I'm not really drawn to tarot. Like, I've had the deck in my hand, I didn't feel drawn. I didn't really feel drawn. Alright, what we got? So we have, and I said something about the third eye earlier. Third eye activation. Brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. So you guys are, I feel like, because it was technically in the reverse, I'm getting that for some of you, and maybe that's why one of the first cards that came out was the one about, like, really focusing on all of your senses. And this, it literally says something about intuitive and then sixth sense, all that stuff. So it's giving me like the brow chakra mostly. You know, we have all these different senses already, but, you know, that heightened intuition is very, very important and very special. And that is the third eye. So I'm getting that there might be a blockage for some of you. Take that as it resonates. So your intuition might be a little bit off. Or maybe sometimes you just don't fully acknowledge or recognize it. And they're saying, you know, you should start doing that a little bit more. Like, you're not trusting it. And it's like, you know, trust it more. Here we go. We have start, this is technically in the reverse. We have start being healing codes. Important information. Wounds are healed, recharging. So I'm getting that a lot of you guys who do end up watching this, you're still healing from something. You're still healing. And that's interesting because we got that card about anchoring your energy. Wow. Getting more stabilized. They're saying that that's something you got to work on. And a lot of that might have to do with like something that you have to heal from. Something like maybe emotionally or something like that. Of course, take with it, take from it as you may. Like, it's going to be different for everybody. So, some people are probably going to be like, I'm fully healed. I'm perfectly fine. Okay. So just understand that, everybody's situation is going to be different. You have Emerald Tablet Activation, Cosmic Ordering, Divine Alchemy, Conscious Manifesting. So it's like, I feel like a lot of you are in the process of transmuting your energy. I get from that. And then I'm seeing like a lot of this green energy here. So like, and that goes back to like that sense of healing. That heart space might need a little bit of work too, is what I'm getting. So it's almost like saying, you can alchemize a lot of things if you really want it. You can manifest a lot of things if you want it. But the thing is, there is this inner work that still needs a little bit of fine tuning first. Whether it's that third eye that I was referring to earlier, or maybe the heart space, especially with all that green there. Some of you might be trying to, welcome in love, but are having a hard time with that. And that could be because you're still healing from a past heartbreak. I'm getting stuff like that. Tell us more. Let's get maybe 3 more from here. If it makes sense, let me know. Thank you. So we have Halls of Learning, Spirit Guides, Confirmation, Great Lessons. So there were some lessons that needed to be learned in order to work on being able to alchemize and welcome in the things that you want in your life. And the thing is, and that goes back to, okay, because the first thing on that card, it says spirit guides, right, in the description. And they literally say partner with your spirit guides earlier in the reading. So they're like, your spirit guides are like, hey, we want to help you. Be willing to allow them in to help you, after this period of learning these lessons that needed to be learned. Because sometimes, again, our pride gets in the way and we're like, oh no, I can do it all by myself. And it's like, yeah, you might be able to, but you might be delaying yourself, or, sometimes it's like, you allow your pride to get in your way to the point of detriment, right? And I'm saying this as somebody who is really good for this. I hate asking for help. And this is just in general. Like, I hate asking for help. So I'm getting that for some of you guys, but they're just saying, like, this is a time to, like, welcome help in, kind of, push your pride aside. And if that heart chakra is part of the problem, be able to welcome in help from people, especially people who are actually genuine and care about you. Excuse me, confirmation. If there's people in your life who, you're sometimes like, I really wanted to, like, ask this person for help, and I just don't know. And it could be anybody. It could be a friend, a family member, whatever. Romantic partner for some. Like, sometimes, what happens is, like, I've been in this situation where you're dating, right? And, like, at first it's like, my pride just won't let me ask for help ever. Like, my car is snowed in, but I will not ask for help. And it's like, they'll be asking me, like, hey, you want me to come by and help you, like, dig your car out? And it's like, no, I'm fine. I got it. And it's like, especially as women, black women, we're so stubborn. But, like, it could be something like that, something so small, but it's like, because of how we've become conditioned, and I'm going to say we because I feel like I fall in this category too, we become conditioned to just say, oh, I'm just going to do it by myself. Everything is like, I'm going to do it by myself, I'm going to do it by myself, I'm going to do it by myself. And it's like, that's not realistic. That's not a way for anyone to live. We're human. And we're, at least here in this realm, we're human, right? In this 3D world that we are in currently, that we inhabit here right now. It's like, we have to understand that when it comes to being a human, we are meant to help each other. We're meant to be in each other's lives. We're meant to love each other. And it's like, unfortunately, some humans fucking suck balls. And it's like, sorry if you don't like cuss words. If you don't like it, you gotta skedaddle. Exit stage left. But yeah, I'm just saying, just being honest. Like, someone just left, so they probably didn't agree with that message, and that's perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is, sometimes it gets like that, and again, we have to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna welcome love in. I'm gonna allow myself to also put myself out there, right? And that's fine. That's okay. So let's get maybe 2 more from here. So we have Thoth Light Codes, Light Initiation, Great Teacher Awakening, Divine Magic. So you're really, tapping into your magic and who you are as a whole, like, person, entity. Really becoming your fullest and truest self right now. You're being initiated. And the thing is, again, looking at the order of the cards, it's like, wow. When you really look at it, it's like, you're being guided to do this. You're manifesting, you're transmuting. And now you're able to take the energy that, you were dealing with before that wasn't the most positive. You're transmuting that energy into something amazing by being the person you are right now, or you're becoming, in order to help other people. And I feel like that is by far one of the most profound things we can do here on this earth, especially as spiritual healers and teachers and things like that, because that's the main point of this reading, is really for people who, are, on their spiritual journey, and they know that there's something that they're meant to do, and they might just be struggling with what they're supposed to do and how they do it. So we have Star Gathering, Stars Aligned, Remembering Home and Soul Families. Kind of piggybacks off of the reading that I did a little while ago, about coming into union with people who are a part of your soul tribe, who you're meant to. My girl Lati, aka Tears and Wheat Tarot show here. For those of you who are not subscribed to her already, do it. She's amazing. I learn from her constantly, so I'm just saying, she's definitely one of the great teachers that I learn from. So the same way that I'm helping other people, she's helped me. Just saying. So if y'all want somebody else in your realm who can help you as well, that's your girl. My girl, she's not here right now, but my girl, Delilah's Den, aka Caster River on Facebook, she's another one. That's my who I call my soulie, another one of my soul sisters, and she's just amazing as well. I'm just trying to think of people who I really connect with. Clarity Empress, she's another amazing one. So it's like, I have a few who I go to as a reader, and I'm just telling you, and these are people who, they might not be like a Mystic Beauty and things like that. And these are amazing readers too, but like, their platforms might be a little bit smaller, but guess what, their impact is just as big, because they're doing something so special, because they're in this energy, right? They've been through things, they've experienced things, and they're able to, I'm getting like goosebumps and like getting a little bit emotional. But these are people who are able to transmute their energy, the things that they've been through and the things that they've seen, and help others. I feel like a lot of the people who are going to be watching this are on the same path, and I think that's absolutely amazing. So keep up what you're doing. If you've had any self-doubts or anything like that, this is a time to really work on those things. Because why? We got the Holy Grail, inner discovery. There you go. Finding, as I'm talking about, if you've been having any inner doubts or anything like that, here you go. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all don't be playing. Inner discovery, finding sacredness. You are what you seek. You have so much power within you. Creme de la creme. You know, that's you guys. Like, you guys, you know, milk and honey. Like, I'm just getting like all this, like, this beauty and this, you know, just, you guys literally, the same way that you guys pour into everybody else, people are about to start pouring into you. And it's because you're going to start coming into the people who you're meant to be around. That's what I'm getting. I am presence. Light body activation. So 2 cards about that light body activation, okay? Light body activation, accessing the divine within. Another card about that as well. You guys have to recognize your presence, okay? There's a song by Jill Scott called I'm Still Here, and she talks about like being these really powerful forces that you can't necessarily see, but you can feel them and you know that they're there. And you might not be able to explain that presence, but that presence is you. That presence is so profound and so strong that you might not always recognize it, even within yourself, but it's there. It's there, and other people feel that shit. They see it, they feel it. And it might not always be one of those kind of things you can like physically see, but it's like auras and things like that, right? You could just feel a person's presence. You could look at a person and be like, damn, something about that person, they just glow. That's you guys. Look at the card. Look how it glows, right? That's y'all. But y'all have to see that in yourself. Top of the deck we have Stellar Gateway Activation, Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. Yeah, again, going back to being able to manifest whatever it is that you want. Whatever you want. You can manifest this. You have unlimited potential and infinite possibilities. For those of you, and who's that? Hey, she is. What's up, my love? Yeah, so like, you know, for those of you who like neo soul, there's a singer named Amel LaRue. I will bring her up quite a bit sometimes. And if you guys remember the group Groove Theory from the 90s, the song Tell Me, when they're like, tell me if you want me to, if you want my time. So the lead singer from that group, her name is Amel LaRue, and she had her first solo album was called Infinite Possibilities. So the chorus of the main track on there is it goes, how does it go? I haven't heard that song in a while, but it's got infinite possibilities, I can see them now. It's the unbroken chain of his past by which he's bound. He's got infinite possibilities, I can feel them now. And if he chooses well, then nothing can take him down. So that's you guys. Like, again, the sense of you guys have this infinite potential, infinite possibilities. It's just about seeing it within yourself at this point. And that's the truth. Sword of Light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. It's basically like the equivalent of the Ace of Swords here. So, like, y'all just have to see it. Get very, very clear and intentful about, I don't even know if intentful is a word. Intentional. There we go. Where the fuck is it? Intentful. That is not a word. Come on, teacher, get it together. But yeah, I have my moments. But yeah, so like, they're just basically saying, be very intentional about, what it is that you want. And, the more that you allow yourself to really come into terms with those things, that's when you'll start to see things like coming through more and more. So intention is key. Intention is key. Or at least one of the keys, right? To open up that door of possibility for yourself. All right, so a couple more shuffles, and then we'll do maybe a cross of truth reading, or spread, I should say. So reading this intuitively with this Emperor in reverse on the bottom of the deck, I'm getting that some of you guys have been having a hard time taking charge with authority in your life. No, that was a big word. I apologize. I really wish that when things are confirmation, it didn't come in that form. I wish it was just a tickle of the nose or a sneeze. But nope, I get burps. I get the other stuff too. But I mean, I guess it could be worse. It could be a fart. Maybe it's not that. That would be pretty gross. Be like, oh wait, I got that little burnt. I'm sorry, guys. I'm such a clown. Anybody who really knows me, like, this is really just me. I'm a goofball. Even at work, like, this is me all the time. I have my coworkers laughing all the time. They're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, bro, everything. But I made you laugh. So it's not even because I had a nip and a half. That's nothing. So it's like, but seriously, like, I'm such a goofball. Like, I love to laugh. I'm just a funny person. But anyway, and the thing is, like, sometimes these readings get kind of heavy, so I have to, like, bring a little bit of comedy, you know, to my readings, because if it were just overly serious, like, all we were doing is just crying all the time. We can't hug each other and, like, you know, go into like a huddle and say it's okay, it's okay. Like, we can't even do that, right? Because we're, you know, virtual. So it's like, you know, I just make you guys laugh, you know, a week later. All right, anyway, so enough of that. So, Spirit, what else does the collective need to know at this time? Ooh, phone's dying. Let's make this quick. The rest of it. All right, thank you. Yep, that back and forth energy, trying to juggle it all, you know? Trying to find that sense of balance within yourself and in your circumstances. And the thing is, it's like, it's kind of hard to do that when, look, another card about choices. It's like, you might be seeing a lot of twos, a lot of stuff about choices and going back and forth about something. Finding that inner confidence with this King of Wands. This is about being confident about where you go from here. Yeah. Because the thing is, you've been through enough disappointments and heartbreaks and setbacks, all that shit. Five of Pentacles in the middle of the deck. It's like, you've been through that already. So it's like, now what do you do from here? Now's the time to kind of focus on oneself and say, okay, self. And now there's two people who are still remaining in the room. So it's like self, let me get my shit together and realize, okay, this is what I have to do. To get out of, you know, these, you know, setbacks that I found myself in, you know. Tell us some more. Now the thing is, it's like, I feel like the reason why this is such a hard thing for you is because there's some things that you've put a lot of time and effort into. We got the Seven of Pentacles here. So there's things that you've put a lot of effort and time into that, you know, it makes it harder for you. For some of you, take this as a resonance. This is another download I'm getting, though. For some of you, this is like, it could be work related, but take that as a resonance. It's not going to be for everybody. That part anyway. But nonetheless, it's more just about the fact that there's something you put a lot of time and effort into. And it's like, okay, so it's hard to release that. For some of you, it could be a family dynamic with this 10 of Cups here on the bottom of the deck. And it's like, okay, so how do I put that all behind me? And you've been taking some time to yourself to figure it out. The Hermit, you know. I'm even getting that for some of you, you know, it might have been something you thought was going to be like your happily ever after, what was going to be the thing that was going to make you happy. Maybe you're learning, hey, true happiness starts within myself. I don't have to outsource that. I can find it within me. I don't have to look outward and say, oh, well, I'm only going to be happy if I have this, this, and that, whether it's career-wise, love, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's like, now I think you guys are starting to realize after doing some soul searching that I don't have to look for this happiness that I'm wanting outside of myself. And I can manifest whatever the fuck I want. You know? I do have the Page of Swords in the middle of the deck in reverse. I don't know if that's just about maybe being stalked. Or it could just be more like the fact that, you guys are on the fence about stuff. Like, maybe they're saying it might be a good time to research things and look into things. Maybe they've been trying to kind of gear you to do that for a while. You just haven't been on the outskirts of a lot of situations for a while, and they're saying, okay, this is the time to be proactive and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do to actually like work towards what it is that I have been trying to pursue. um I'm also getting, as another download, some of you might, take this as it resonates, have a slight, and when I say slight, I mean very slight, speech impediment, like a slight lisp. Or you have a hard time with expressing true feelings and emotions. So like if you really have to put yourself out there to talk about something, that shit gives you the heebie jeebies. You're like, I don't want to do it. Oh gosh. I know public speaking was one of the things that already showed up in the reading, but like I'm also getting that some of you might have a speech impediment, and that could be why you have a hard time, or stutter or something like that. That could be why some of you might have a hard time talking about things. Take that as it resonates. It's not gonna be for everybody. It could also be somebody in your energy who might be wanting to communicate something to you. I'm also getting that maybe your throat chakra might need a little bit of work. I'm getting more than one download, so I apologize. But that was something that kind of came through. Okay, so tell us more. Thank you. So I feel like this is a very pivotal part of your life right now with this Judgment card. You guys are really saying, you know what? This is time for me to like buckle down and say, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do for myself. You know? Between like the initiations and the alchemization. Alchemization, another word that's not a word. Alchemy. Like these things that are, happening, that you're working on or working towards, and it's just like these little subtle things that are like building blocks to kind of, they're becoming monumental, like they're becoming big. I'm getting something like that for some reason. They're just basically saying, you're on the right path, and like we're kind of tooting the horn too and letting you know, like, yes, you're on the right path. If you freaking listen, stop being hard-headed. Easier said than done. Because you guys are stubborn as hell with this Nine of Wands. You're stubborn, and but the thing is, it's like, I get it, right? And I think Spirit gets it too. Source gets it, God gets it, whatever you believe in. They get it, your ancestors, so on and so forth. They get it because you've been through a lot, right? This Nine of Wands. Remember, I kept saying that I feel like some of you guys might have a speech impediment, or somebody who does, or something about that. Or someone who has stutter or something like that, or somebody who really has a hard time with like public speaking. I'm getting something along those lines. But when it comes to really vocalizing about something, it's really hard. But the thing is, like I was saying, like, despite the fact that you guys know what you need to do and you're like really like on the right path with all of it, the thing is, there is this stubbornness, right? Even though like the wands is fire energy, I'm also getting earth for some reason. I'm just feeling earth here. Yeah, it's a lot of wands energy. Flighty. They're basically just saying, yeah, wow, look at all these wands. Seven of wands in the middle of the deck. Knight of Wands on the top of the deck in reverse. It's like, I think you guys are just kind of being very, very cautious of people in your energy who, are wishy-washy and all over the places. You've already been through a lot. You're like, I'm not about to welcome that shit into my life. I'm good. Now just don't be overly stubborn, because the thing is, when you've been through a lot, it's very easy to get like kind of set in your ways, and yeah, I get it. Trust me, I do. But just don't, get too wrapped up in that, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. Tell us more. Um, 10 of Wands in the reverse. You're letting go and releasing the burdens. You're no longer letting those things hold you back. And anytime I see that card now, for whatever reason, I hear Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. That's my girl. But I hear that every single time now when I draw that card. Like, you guys have released that old burden that no longer serves you. You've called judgment on it. You're like, yeah, this is me. I'm no longer doing this shit. If it's holding me back, holding me down, that's got to go. Lightening the load, right? I'm getting that kind of energy. Yeah. And this is after a period of a lot of confusion. Like, Seven of Cups is here on the bottom of the deck. I feel like you guys were confused about it. I feel like, there's a lot of thought put into this. This was not something that you wanted to do. But it was what needed to be done. And again, the Hanged Man in reverse, right? It's like, it kept you in a stuck energy for a while until you decided to finally say, okay, I have to release this. That last judgment call where you said, enough's enough. I can't do this anymore. And everybody's situation is going to be different. Again, for some it's work related, some is friends, some is family. Really, that part doesn't matter. You have to use your own intuition on that part. But like, whatever this was, like, letting this burden go, despite how conflicting it was for you and how much back and forth energy there was for you, you did what you had to do, or at least are about to. Tell us more. Here we go. Not 50 million cards like the other day when I dropped damn near the whole deck. I was so annoyed. I was like, are you serious? But I won't take those because I wasn't sure how they were supposed to come out. Also, if this is resonating, send some reactions, hit the like button, subscribe if you're a new watcher, all those good things. All those things are helping my channel slowly grow. And I appreciate all of you for all of the things that you do. Alright, so this card came out in the reverse for a reason. We got the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm getting that you're closing out. Yeah, thank you, Spirit, because I was about to say that, but I wasn't sure. Alright, so because that card that I just pulled is supposed to be the likely outcome. I'm like, I would hope that's not the likely outcome, but the reason why it came out is because they're saying that with this the World card on the top of the bottom of the deck rather, this is a closure of these relationships in your life that are not reciprocal. They're not balanced. They're very one-sided. They're saying that there's an ending of that coming up. Like, this is about to become this. It's about to be very, very balanced. Generosity, equal give and take, that kind of thing. But again, this is after a period of very toxic ass shit. A lot of overpouring, a lot of manipulation and stuff that might have happened at some point when it comes to certain people and situations in your life. And the thing is, this is because you've worked on the healing process. You're like, okay, well, fuck you and fuck this situation. I'm not going to keep on putting myself in this anymore. So now, because you've seen the truth, you've seen what you had to do, you had that last final judgment call when it comes to these particular situations. Now it allows you to say, oh, okay, close out that cycle. Because why am I going to keep on doing this? We got the Four of Pentacles right under the World card. It's in the reverse. That's all about releasing, right? That tight grip that you had on something that you know isn't good for you. It's like, oh, I'm going to start loosening that grip and let that shit go a bit, because why am I holding on to something that's not mine? And that could be anything. It could be a really toxic ass relationship for some of you, where you were putting all this time and effort into somebody and they were treating you like crap. It could be friends and family who use you all the time, and you know that they're no good in your energy, but you love them so much you just kind of keep the momentum going. And it's like, it's just those kind of relationships, work relationships, where, for instance, if you're working somewhere and you know damn well, after all those years they've been working for these people, that they treat you like absolute crap. The pay is crappy. They are manipulative. They gaslight you. They play all these games. I'm getting, I don't know where this is coming from. This might be for somebody when it comes to the work related stuff. Sexual harassment might be a thing, and they kind of shushed you and put that under the rug. That might be it for some of y'all. Take that as it resonates. I'm getting a lot of different things, but yeah, you're letting go of those relationships and situations that you know don't serve you. They're not equal give and take. There's no balance. You're letting those things go now, and you're seeing things for what they really are. You're seeing the truth, and you're saying, okay, yeah, nah, I'm good. Let's see. So to close out this reading, because this was a pretty good reading, I think. If you guys enjoyed it, like I said, make sure you hit that like button. It just lets me know that you guys enjoyed it. I can make sure I keep on, doing this type of content. Because I try to mix it up a little bit. I try to do stuff that's a little more like fun and funny and stuff. Then I try to do stuff a little more serious. I try to mix it up. I'm trying to figure out the algorithm of YouTube. Trying to be more persistent and consistent on here. It's hard. So I'm trying to get it. But, it's taking a little bit of time. But at the end of the day, as long as I know that, like, I'm reaching at least a few people who seem like they actually, like, gravitate towards it, and they, they're like, oh, Michelle's on, I want to watch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right, slowly but surely, right? So I'm just trying to remember that, keep that as a mindful reminder for myself. So bottom of the deck, we do have Jesus here. Acts of service. When you serve, the universe serves you. Yeah, so I'm getting like the more positive energy you put out into the world, and this is not about religion. This is just simply saying the more good things you put out there, the more good you're going to receive. Now, I'm not saying only do good things because you want something good to happen to you. That's not right. But what I'm saying is there is karma. If you believe in that kind of thing. I do. The more good energy you're putting out into the world, that's what you're going to get back. The more negative stuff you put out there, you're going to get that back too. So it's a revolving wheel. And I look at it like this. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be something as simple as telling somebody that their hair looks nice. Wow, I love your hair. Or, holding a door for them. I like what people have been doing with, like, buying something for the person behind you at the drive-thru. Like, it could be a fucking coffee. Like, it could be the simplest things, but it's just about the intent behind it. Doing something nice. Paying it forward, doing something good for people. The more that you do these things, you're gonna be rewarded for it. And again, like I said, that shouldn't be the reason why you do these things. It should be simply because it feels good to say, wow, that person was having a shitty day, and I could tell by the look on their face, and I made them smile. That made me feel good. I hope that they could pay that forward and do something nice for somebody else. Like, that should be the momentum and the mindset that you have. I gotta remember, my phone's about to die. I almost forgot. All right, so let me pull these last cards and let me go charge my phone. So let's get some last messages for the collective to close out this beautiful reading, because you guys are beautiful people. So we have Shiva here. Karma release, the end of a cycle. Debts are paid. Choose your destiny. So remember, ironically enough, choice, right? There. When I was about to say this, there was two people here and two likes, and the number two represents choices, right? So by choosing, now we're back down to the two because it moved up to three people in the room. Yeah, making that conscious decision to choose, right, where you're going and closing out those old cycles, you've made a conscious effort and decision to do that. And that's this energy. That's this. That judgment card. You chose to do that. You chose to do that. And yes, you're absolutely right, sis. You're absolutely right. A simple prayer or a silent blessing goes a long way. Absolutely. Whatever we can put out there to help others. It's a beautiful thing. We have Mother Mary here. Miraculous encounter. Divine experiences. Do not be afraid of being powerful. Don't. Preaching to the choir here. Don't be afraid to be big, right? We dumb ourselves down, make ourselves small because we're worried about what other people are going to think about us, and especially when it comes to our gifts, because that's what the main message here is. It's talking about our gifts and how we use them, how do we strengthen them. This is a time to actually say to yourself, you know what, self, I'm going to do something big with these gifts now. I'm not going to just be behind the scenes anymore or play it small. Like, I have all these different things that I can do, and I'm not doing them because I'm worried about what the next person's going to say, whatever. It took me forever to finally say to people that I can do what I do. And it took me a while to go on my personal Facebook account and say, oh, I'm a reader. I was scared. I was literally scared of the opinions of other people. Because I'm like, oh, people are going to think I'm a devil worshiper, or my own family are going to think I'm bad because of what I do and all this. Like, oh, you need to go to church and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, nothing wrong with going to church. Let me backtrack. Nothing wrong with going to church, but just don't impose that shit onto me. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like, and my girl, Clarity Empress is on. So, Lati, I'm going to get ready to sign off in like a few seconds. And we probably should go meet our girl after this, if you're not doing anything after. And you guys too. Look up Clarity Empress. She's really good. And she does live readings on Thursdays. So, yeah. And she does, I think, donation-based readings on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just saying. I love to, have other readers go to other readers who I know are good. I share the wealth. I don't be playing. But anyway. So yeah, stop being so damn small. Don't make yourself so damn small. You're meant to be more. Paul the Venetian, gifted one, revealing hidden talents, opportunities to shine. So your gifts are about to really start shining through. They're going to start to enhance. But the thing is, you also have to remember, don't be afraid to be your authentic and true self. Now, again, I'm preaching to the choir here because this is me as well. I have to make this conscious choice too. I've been so wishy-washy with posting consistently and all that. I have to realize that this is what I'm supposed to be doing at this time at least, and do more of it. I've been kind of restricting myself, and I'm really realizing that as I'm doing this reading, because I'm talking to myself right now. You guys feel like you got something out of it. I'm getting something out of it too. Just saying. All right, so let's get one more from here. Thank you. And we have Lady Nada. Expanded heart, openness, liberation, let yourself love and be loved. Exactly. That equal give and take that I was talking about before, right? This is not a time to, give. And it's not a time to just receive either. It's a time to understand that, again, that importance of equal give and take. The more that you understand the equal give and take, the more likely it is that you'll receive it. Just saying. Bottom of the deck we have Guru Ramda, I think that's how you say it. Excuse me. Miraculous moment. Harmony surrounds you. Expect miracles. You are the fucking miracle. You know, you are the miracle. You guys are amazing and you don't even see it sometimes. And it's like, damn. If you could see yourself what other people see in you, that would be spectacular. All right? Understand that. Michael and Faith, spiritual calling, divine protection, breakthrough moment. You are divinely protected. Ooh, I love that type of wine. Ganache. I love ganache. That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Yeah, you are divinely protected. Allow this breakthrough moment to happen, and just be true and authentic and realize your worth. That is the biggest thing right now. We have Ishtar. Inner learnings. Follow your heart. Truth prevails. I'm getting like your inner compass here. Like, follow your inner compass. Like, what are you being led to do? Follow that. Listen to your true self at this time. This is an important time to pay attention to that and factor all those things in. So with all of that said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button. I'm about to sign off of here, and I'm about to go check out my girl, Clarity Empress. And then, yeah, that would be great. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do it. No, I'm just joking. But no, I'm not joking. Do that. But yeah, like I said, I love you guys so very much. Keep sticking with your girl, because I'm going to keep on, trying to bring as much, beautiful energy as I can, to, keep us all kind of, in our higher selves and all of that. And thank you, my love. I love you. My girl Lati, check her out. But yeah, you guys are awesome, and I am so thankful for all of you. So until next time, which might be over the weekend, we'll see. Until next time, though,